Welcome to Discover Janesville. My name is Yuri Rashkin. This part of the show is underwritten by the Southwest Wisconsin Workforce Development Board, and I'm glad to have with us today Gregg Bosak. Greg,
Yuri,
thanks for being here.
thanks for having me on.
You have a lot of exciting things going on. I've been privileged to be a part of the process, and it seems like there's almost a new idea and a new product is generated almost daily because you guys are concerned about finding a way to improve the situation for dislocated workers.
That's exactly right, Yuri. We're really, and when I say we, a lot of this comes from our executive director, Dr. Bormans, who is trying to think of new ways, new methods that we can help and reach out to try and get people jobs, or at least the opportunity for jobs. As we know, there's not a lot out there, but there are some pockets out there where there are positions that are available. And so one of the things that we just recently started was a program it's called Hire a Neighbor. It's very unique. It's the first of its kind in Wisconsin, and as far as we know, and as far as Monster.com knows, who we're partnering with, excuse me, this is really the first of its kind in the nation.
See, that's exactly the type of innovative thinking that I'm seeing come from the workforce development.
Exactly, yeah. This program is unique because what we're doing is we're using Monster's capabilities to help people locate employment. Now, they can still, and we would encourage them to still use Wisconsin's job site, which has been out there for a long, long time. However, I liken it to somebody who maybe is looking at investing. You don't want to invest in just stocks or maybe one stock. You want to have some diversity. And so this program allows them not only to use the Wisconsin job site, but also the power of Monster. Last year, for example, or at the last count, over 300,000 employees were looking on Monster in Wisconsin. So you're talking about a lot of individuals that are out there. And businesses can use this as well as the individuals themselves. We have a contract with Monster that allows us to be able to use Monster's vast reach. But the title itself came from basically within a 100-mile radius is where we're centering this on. So that if someone's looking for a job, they don't have to move out of the area. They can get their document posted on Monster, and then and everything is free, not only for the individual, but also for the business. Now, generally, a business that wants to post on Monster has to pay a fee. With our contract we have with them, again, this is a unique one, they can use that service. They come through the Southwest Wisconsin Workforce Development Board. They need to contact us. And in fact, the person they need to contact is Eric Kuznazic, who is now the individual handling business, working with business and employment services. He's the manager of that. So if they contacted Eric, what they would do is they would be put into the system, and we would ask the business a series of questions. Those questions would then give the parameters of if they want certain educational requirements, if they need to be from a certain geographic region, or if they have to be a Janesville resident, for example, or if they're looking for someone who has certain experiences, or maybe they're looking specifically for a dislocated worker from GM. We can put those parameters in, and then what happens is once we put them in, we do a search. Then we can send that to the business. We can limit it to whatever they want. We can send them as many resumes based on either geographic, closeness to Janesville, or certain education. Goes back to them. They then can do the contacting. So we're really the broker for them. We send it out. We get the information. We send it back to the business.
Well, it's somewhere between a broker and a clearinghouse,
right?
Because all the information gets through you. So
yes.
People know that if they get to you, then they will have access to as many resources as possible.
Right. What this does, Yuri, is it allows us to keep a better handle on how this program is working, how it's going, because our contract is basically for 1 year. And if we have success with it, we'll want to extend it. But we get to get the information back so we know if it's successful, or little tweaks that might be necessary. And the other thing is, as you know, out there on the World Wide Web, there's a lot of nefarious things going on. So as they come into us, we make sure that it's a legitimate employer so that we don't have somebody coming in that may want to use this for some other reason. So it gives a little control to the program and to the process, which we think is going to be beneficial to both. Now, the individuals who use this, they could use Monster for free anyway. But by posting on Monster, they can do it one of three ways. They can either have it put on, they can attach it and send it in attachment form. They can go right to the site, and there's a box there. They can actually create their own resume at the time, or they can, I said the attachment, they can also cut and paste. So there's 3 ways to put that in there. And once it's in there, then they just kind of hope and wait that someone calls up for those skills that they have, and then they'll be contacted. I also recommend to those that are using this service that they occasionally go in and make a change to the resume, either update it, or if they don't update it, maybe change a word or letter or something, because what happens is, as it grows older, it might get put on the bottom of the list based on time. So you want to make sure it's refreshed.
It's like with real estate, new listing.
Exactly. That's why we recommend that they go in and change it every once in a while, so that people aren't thinking, who are looking for a person, thinking that, oh, geez, maybe they're not interested anymore. So they get it, continually updated. So this program really is unique. We think and hope it's going to be very successful, but we just started it, so we're trying to locate businesses and we're trying to locate individuals that want to participate in this, and it'll be beneficial to both of them, we think.
So to break this down, this is Hire a Neighbor is both for people who are looking to hire and for people who are looking to find a job.
That's correct.
So if I'm looking to find a job, and how do I specifically take advantage of this? Do I go to your website? Do I go to monster.com?
The best thing would be go to monster.com
Okay.
and get their resume posted on monster.com.
Okay.
Because once you're in there, we access the system when the business calls us.
So as far as the person who's looking for a job is concerned, they just need to know that monster.com is more useful than ever.
Right.
Because they go to them, they fill out the information and so forth. They still work with Monster.
They still work with Monster, but
it's the employers.
But the employer, and again, the employer that we're working with is within a 100-mile radius. So it could be Madison, it could be Rockford, it could be Monroe, it could be Elkhorn. Any of those areas, those businesses get this service for free. So we hope they'll call us, get into the system. They can then look for local talent. That's where the neighbor
Since
idea
the Workforce
comes
Development
in.
Board purchased a license,
Yes.
then you can attract these employers at no cost to them.
That's exactly right. Yeah. This is just one of the programs, Yuri. Another thing we just did is we expanded our offerings to the UAW Hall, Local 95 Union Hall on Lafayette Street in Janesville, which we now have a job center.
1795.
Yes, that's right. Good, very good. We have a new job center annex out there, and we just opened that. And what that does basically is 2 things. First of all, hopefully people will access it so that right now the job center at certain times is really packed. And it's sometimes difficult to get a computer. It's sometimes difficult even to find a seat sometimes. And so by using this facility, it'll hopefully allow people to be a little more comfortable and not have to try and wriggle their way in to get the services.
Well, it's a place that so many people know in the community.
And that's the other thing. It's very familiar with a lot of people, especially the UAW workers, but it's not limited to them. But what they can do is they can come in and feel free to use the services there. Ed Martinez is the person who is the worker there that works with them to help them out. And many of them know Ed because he's a UAW member. He worked at GM for a number of years. Very, very super person. In fact, he's been on this program. So if people have watched this program in the past, they've seen Ed. Very, very qualified and very, very empathetic to what their situation is. He's gone through all these things, so he knows what it's about. So Ed is the person that they would be working with at that center. And we have a number of computer stations there. We offer workshops there. It's something that we've expanded so that it'll allow people to really just come in. And we're also offering another program there, Yuri, called Java in Jobs, which is kind of an informal, I wouldn't call it a workshop, but Ed is putting together some of these, and the schedule will be announced very soon. They can look in the paper to find out when that's going to be, or go to the SWW website, Southwest Wisconsin Workforce Development Board.
So it's SWWDB.
Yes. .org. They go to that website, that will be posted. And these are just kind of informal sessions where people can come in, just kind of talk about what's going on in their lives, have some nice coffee. We've planned some special gourmet type coffees, just people can try it. But the thing about it is they can also network. And one of the things that people need to know, those dislocated workers really need to know, is that networking is really one of the best way to find jobs. A lot of times, you go through the newspapers or you go, like I said, to Monster, you can find some things there. But we find that networking is a really effective way. Let people know you're looking for jobs. Let your relatives know, your friends, people at church, wherever you might be, that what your qualifications are and what you're looking for. that will help to get the word out there. And jobs that come up, someone might think, someone has those qualifications, let's put them together. And that's a good way to do it. So these job in jobs things, workshops or sessions are really designed not only just to let people kind of relax and talk amongst themselves, but to network at the same time.